digital arena, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Donut Bag presented by The Sportscast.
The Donut Bag, hosted by Joey Bag of Donuts. And here's your host, Joey Bag of Donuts.
I'm telling you, I should just have the music running in the background the whole time. Just have a dance party, like talking Steelers while we're dancing, maybe singing along or something like that. Maybe have a Steelers rap, like yo yo yo. When I go to the game, I pay a lot of bucks. I don't know about this team, but it sure seems like the Steelers sucks. Yo yo yo. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Donut Bag Podcast, part of the Sportscast Network. It is me riding solo tonight, and I don't know how this could be longer. This could be shorter. It depends on what. Hi, Carl. Yeah, I am spitting fire. I would be a very bad rapper, or maybe a good one. I don't know. I've always I'm a shower. I always sing in the shower and stuff like that. So maybe I would be good at it. Let's talk about the Steelers. Seahawks 31, Steelers 17. Well, I keep hearing it's early. It's early. This is September football. Blah, blah, blah. Dave, jump on now. Come on. I need a co-host. I need somebody to talk to. So let's go back. What we're going to do right now is go back. Let's go back to about 10 months ago when everything was wonderful, when Russell Wilson was here, and they were 10-3 at one point, and everything was right, and we're talking Super Bowl, and God, everything is wonderful. Then Pickens gets hurt, and they kind of go straight to hell. They lose to the Browns. They give up 24 to the Browns. They give up 38 to the Bengals, but they win. They begin their hell of a stretch where they play the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs, and they give up 27 to the Eagles. They give up 34 to the Ravens. They give up 29 to the Chiefs. They lose to the Bengals 19-17, and then in the playoffs they lose 28-14. And why do I bring this up? Because basically the defense has sucked for it's not just this year. We're going back to last year. The defense has sucked. How am I going to send you? Yeah, it's no longer just a trend. It's no longer just an anomaly. They've given up. I think this is the first time they've given up more than 30 points in many, many years. I think the last time was 1989 when they got blown out by Cleveland 51-0, and then they lost 41-10 the next week. Now they did make the playoffs that year, shockingly. But the defense was supposed to be the strength of the team, and so far it is their biggest weakness. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if they know what they're going to do. It is it's pathetic. It's pathetic. The defense is pathetic. Yeah, at one point in this game, it was 14-14. So you think, oh, and in the fourth quarter, it was 14-14. So you think, oh, okay, Well, um, you know, maybe they're okay. And then the wheels fell off, and the wheels fell off because of one Caleb Johnson. Please tell me you saw this play. Seahawks kick it off, and it goes. I'm assuming either it didn't touch Caleb Johnson or Caleb Johnson didn't think that it touched him. Anyway, it goes into the end zone, and he just stands there. And Seattle runs, gets the ball in the end zone, and scores a touchdown. I don't know about where you were watching the game, but I was just looking down on my phone, and I look and it says it's 27-17. I'm like, well, what the heck just happened? What just happened? And then they showed the replay. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Apparently in college, if the ball goes into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. Well, this isn't college, and the debate all the past day is, well, why isn't the coaches? Why aren't the coaches teaching this? And the coaches were like, we freaking do teach this, you idiots. Let me bring on Dave here. Hello.
Hello there.
Wow.
Hold on. I have to make sure I am. Oh, that was the issue. Hold on. There we go.
See, dreams come true. 1 minute you're commenting, and 1 minute we just we bring you on.
It's magic.
It's magic.
It's magic. Now, I was out running around when the game was going on, but I was keeping track of it and listening to it on the radio. And it's like, okay, well, they got 2 field goals to start, but that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But the defense has just been. But you know what? I hate to put it 100% on the rookie, because there's no way they should have been in that position to begin with.
It's not just Caleb Johnson's fault.
Oh, I know. But everyone, it's always the one big splash play that goes wrong. And I'm trying to remember. Barry Foster, decades ago, did the exact same thing.
And he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1990, the Steelers were playing the 49ers. Same exact thing. It was a kickoff, and Barry Foster didn't know the rules. He just let it go. 49ers jump on it. I believe they scored a touchdown or something. They definitely had possession of the ball.
Yeah. It wasn't an automatic one like what happened this past Sunday.
I think that was Chuck Noll's last year. If it was not his last year, it was his second to last year. And he did, I believe he benched Barry Foster for the rest of the season.
Yes. I'm
wondering what's going to happen to this kid, because it's been a mess with him.
Yeah, he's had multiple. I mean, last week he fumbled against the Jets, and then he was benched. So I know they had big hopes for him, and he just has not. I don't. It could just be the step up that he just hasn't caught on yet. I hate to give up on a kid his rookie year. But like you said, for me, yes, that was kind of like, you were like, okay, we're still close. We still have it. Oh, now we're 2 touchdowns down. We're screwed.
Yeah.
But the defense, 2 weeks in a row, like you were saying, bad defense. And okay, TJ may be being double teamed, triple teamed, whatever. Where's he been?
TJ Watt is what he wanted to be the most the highest paid non-quarterback.
Yep.
And he has this contract negotiation and all this stuff. I believe he hasn't had a sack in 6 games or something like that. And people are saying, "Oh no, you don't understand. He's actually doing stuff. He's drawing coverage so that the other people could do stuff." Like, God, no, give me that.
No.
We need to see more out from him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we I mean, there should be. I understand, people's, injuries and things. This is why you're paid as much as you are, and you should be in the contention for Defense Player of the Year. You can take over a game by yourself.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's, I hate to say aging out, but starting to lose a step, or he's got a niggling injury or something's going on, but he's not taking, it's not like, oh, he's double teamed, we still can't stop him. That's why you pay someone that much money.
Exactly.
He's not to be above average, not to be above average, to be the best. And he has not been the best.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just the entire defense has just been ridiculous. What is it? What did Kenneth Walker 105 rushing yards on 13 carries and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Last week the Jets were running wild.
Oh, it was
Hulkamania.
Yeah.
This is just it's ridiculous. It's like, in this now, keep in mind, this is after last year when the playoff game last year, the Ravens ran wild on the Steelers, and I think it was almost 300 yards rushing. Yeah. And their emphasis all off season was, we gotta stop the run, gotta stop the run. And this is how they come out, just being gashed by the run every single week.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, oh, well, all they have to do is make this. You can think maybe all they have to do is make this little change here, maybe a little change there. No, this is not little change. This is your defensive line is getting bullied.
Yeah.
Now, you could say at the end of last year, they were worn out because of the offenses, after 10 games of the offense and the defense is carrying, okay, they're getting tired. There's injuries. You're playing like the end of last year. You're playing the Ravens twice. You're playing Kansas City. You're playing, all these. You're playing the Jets and the Seahawks. The Jets just in week 2, got beat pretty damn bad. It wasn't a matter of the Jets were that good. The Steelers were that bad. And the Seahawks should not have been that good.
I thought the Steelers were going to win in a low-scoring game because Sam Darnold sucks. Well, guess what? He doesn't suck. He went 22 of 33 for 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He's just fine, or at least the Steelers made him look just fine.
But he could still suck. The suckage could be there, but the problem is the Steelers could suck more. Yeah. And do you remember? And I remember someone said this in training camp. This could be the best defense of all time.
One of the players said that, and then Tomlin said this defense could be historic. And technically he's right, because they are making history, just not in a good way.
No. And I wonder, you don't want to, like you said, it's week 2. You don't want to panic too early. But it's more than just, we schemed bad. Or, I think we're getting, how long do you keep a defensive coordinator when they've not been great on defense under him?
Yeah.
At what point do you say, or offensive line coach, and you say, well, the players really, we have drafted a lot of high round players and they really haven't stepped up. At what point was it the draft? Was it the coaches you have now? Something's missing.
Did you pick the wrong players, or are you coaching them worse, or both? I don't know. I don't know, but it's such a bad look. And I've heard the excuse, well, there's injuries. Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr. were hurt, and Derek Harmon isn't out there. Derek Harmon better be like a combination of Mean Joe Green, Reggie White, and Aaron Donald or something like that if he's going to make this much of a difference on the defense.
Yeah,
He better be like stone cold in the late 90s or something like that, just going through people. That's the expectation for him. But my goodness, this is just unbelievable that they're getting bullied. It's just sad.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that is the thing, is that they're getting pushed around. Yeah, I mean,
He's okay. So Darfellow, I hope I said that right. It is a DC Tomlin and Austin and Tomlin. That's the thing. They're both the defensive coordinator. It's not just if they decide like they're buddies. And before it was Charles Austin, it was Keith Butler, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing. I was like Tomlin's buddy. It's like, yeah, we're gonna run this defense together. Well, we got a problem. And and people keep saying, well, why don't you just keep Brian Flores? Because Brian Flores actually wanted to have his own defense, and Tomlin's like, no, this is my defense. You could play with us for a year and be our consultant and whatever, but this is my defense. So if you want your own defense, go somewhere else. So I mean, it really wasn't a consideration. The only person that could have made that determination is the owner. It's Rooney. If Rooney said, Tomlin, we're done. You're done with the offense. I mean, you're done with the defense. Well, I'm giving it to Flores or someone like that. But
and I mean, I'm sorry, but that's their thing. It's like it goes, and I don't want to necessarily blame Khan on this, because I don't think his moves have been bad. I don't think the drafts have been necessarily that bad.
Yeah.
But it goes from the owner. And I mean, this almost feels like the late days of Chuck Noll, the late 80s. A coach who everyone respected. No one dare, even in the late 80s when they weren't a good team, everyone on that team still respected Chuck Noll.
Right.
You listen to him. But either it's time, he's not ready, he's not changing with the times, or it's you have a coach in there for so long, it's time to change.
I mean,
it could be sucky for a while. I will fully admit, if they get rid of Tomlin and they bring someone else in, someone they bring in, it could be 1-16. No, there's no guarantee you get rid of Tomlin.
You know what? Not that I would be okay with 1-16. But what it would mean is you would get if it meant you got the number 1 pick in the draft the next year and get like a superstar, then I would put up with that, because now going 9-8 and 10-7 means you get the 20th pick in the draft, and you're not getting superstars at the 20th pick.
Yeah, total agreement. I mean,
Watt masked a lot of Austin's poor play calling with timely sacks and turnovers, and now they're not happening.
Right.
I mean, and what is he? How old is Watt? 30, 31, something like that?
I got to look it up. But yeah, he's getting to the age, and it sounds weird because you're that young, you should not be dropping off. You people, you think in the average person, but for a high-level athlete, you can go from a 100 down to a 97, and that's enough where you're no longer elite.
Look at Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is still elite, but
he's
he is old
30.
too.
He's going to turn 31 in October.
Okay. Jalen Ramsey is still very good, but he's getting older too.
Yeah.
And that little split second, I mean, there was that bomb to Smith and Jigba, like barely, like Ramsey almost had it. He almost was there. Just a split second difference. But that split second is the difference between a breakup or an interception and a touchdown. Yeah. So,
and this is where you have to get players who, like Rod Woodson later in his career, he understood he lost that step.
Yeah.
and he adjusted to make up for it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I can't play mentally like I used to. So I'm going to have to change positions. I'm going to have to change things around because I don't have the physical skills on the level that I needed to do that. And now, like I said, who knows? But the way TJ Watt plays, the way defenses play, and as quick and as hard as they hit, that's a lot of wear and tear on bodies. But it should not be showing for someone who did not play preseason. I'm guessing took a lot of time off in training camp,
Right.
and Cam Hayward too. They're not worn down yet. These should not be worn down. These should be fresh bodies.
They should not be worn down, but they're not in football shape
Not
yet
in football
because
shape,
they hardly did anything.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying. Like, we should have seen this coming. Why did I predict them going 18-0? What was wrong with me?
And last week, it kind of covered because they won.
Right.
Winning covers everything. And
why did they win? They won because of a crazy 60-yard field goal by Chris Boswell. And that's it. You know what? And if they went 0-2, this would have been a completely different conversation. And we would be like, there would be riots in the streets if we went 0-2 and we lost to the Jets and Seahawks. But we won, so 1-1. So
it wasn't even the field goal. It was the pass, the deflection pass. That was crazy. If that pass gets dropped, which it should have been, or then all of a sudden they're 10 yards back. There's no, I'm sorry, Chris Boswell's good. 70 yards is a bit much.
Yeah.
Even for him, even though he's the one who could do it. But, I mean, and like you said, I think Aaron Rodgers has played good.
Yeah.
He has not played bad. The offensive line still is waiting to gel. And they played in the preseason, but there was injuries and they didn't have the time really to fully gel, and they haven't been playing in their positions for that long. So we know offensive line takes a while because it's a unit.
The big story of the Jets game was Broderick Jones. Oh my God, he's so horrible. He's so horrible. Well, this game he was a little less horrible, so there's improvement there. So, yeah. But I mean, I could just be the makeup of the defense. What I keep hearing is Keanu Benton. They play him at nose tackle and he's getting like destroyed because he's just not a nose tackle. He's playing out of position. He should be an end, but he's playing nose tackle. Well, Tomlin's been asked about this. They've been asked about this. And he's like, no, we're not changing him. You're not changing him because, oh my God, you would have to admit that you were wrong about something. You'd rather lose than be wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah. And you know what? That happened last year. Last year was like, oh, well, okay, I understand the guy's injured. You're saying Dan Moore can't move over? He's actually it's actually impossible for the veteran to move over. So you're asking a rookie to flip sides and No, we're going to do it. Or, we're going to put Najee on sweep runs.
Right.
No, that's not. No. I mean, it's like, okay, you have a scheme. You have to either get the players to match your scheme, or if it doesn't match, I don't say throw out your scheme, but you have to make adjustments. So I'm going to bring wrestling into this. Paul Heyman was a genius because he knew how to maximize someone's positive and minimize their negative.
Right.
Oh, you're this, but you're bad at this. No problem. We're not going to worry about this. We're going to look at this. We're not going to look at that. He didn't try to force someone, oh, you're not, you're afraid of heights, let's say. No, we're going to make you into a high flyer.
Right.
Right. Like I said, if Penton doesn't have, if he isn't, Casey Hampton, I'm going to sit here and take up two guys and you can't move me. then don't play him like that. Okay,
Right.
he may be better getting up the field. He has great. Use them where it's necessary. You may not have a nose tackle on this team. Adjust.
Right.
This is why you're
Right.
paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And if you're let go, you're still getting millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. Another problem was, a good coach schemes to player strengths. Another problem is last year the linebackers were Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts and Peyton Wilson would come in a little bit. Well, now it's just Queen and Peyton Wilson. They don't have that big thumping run stopping linebacker anymore. Peyton Wilson sucks and like he might be good at defending the pass, but he's not a good against the run, and he gets his butt kicked. So that's another problem. It's like, why? And now I think it was supposed to be, I think his name is Malik Harris. I think Harrison. I think that was supposed to be their run stopping thing, and I think he's hurt or whatever. But still, you got the wrong players, or you got the wrong scheme, or something. You got to change something. This is not working. Oh, anyway, not to be critical.
No.
So another thing about the whole Caleb Johnson debacle is, like you said before, they were counting on him pretty heavily. The Caleb Johnson was supposed to be basically, I think he was supposed to be the new Najee Harris. He was basically do a 50-50 split with Jalen Warren. And
but see, when you heard the draft people who are Steeler draft, they're like, okay, he's not going to be Le'Veon Bell. He doesn't have that, but he's close to Najee, but he has the explosiveness and he has the shiftiness. And once he gets his legs underneath him and Warren will be a great 1-2 punch. And the third down back can just be a third down back. And whether he, like I said, we hear people all the time who play in the NFL. The step up from college to NFL is massive. And some people, it takes more than 1 year. I mean, Troy's first year wasn't great either. We remember that. It was like, is Troy Polamalu a bust after 1 year? Is James Harrison a bust? I'm not comparing that, but I'm just saying 2 games. But it doesn't seem like he's caught on. Whether the speed is too much for him, the speed of the game, or he's overthinking. He went, maybe, I don't know what his playbook was in college, but it's like, playbook is this now.
Right.
I know if someone said, okay, here's the playbook, you also have to know what the offensive line's doing, what the wide receivers are doing, and what your block is, and if you're running or not, and all this. And it's like, okay, I got to think about all this and run natural.
Right.
Maybe, like I said, I'm trying to give him benefit of the doubt. He's just not ready yet, but you expect after preseason, he played a lot there, training camp, you should be better than he's been. He could be getting in his head too much, but we don't know.
We think he is just way in his head, he's thinking too much, but now, so he's basically useless. I don't even know if you could dress him after what just happened. I mean, now to his credit, he did face reporters after the game, which I mean, after you
a lot of players don't. A lot
of players just skip that. So, but anyway, so right now, and like, so Jalen Warren had 48 yards rushing on 14 carries, which is 4 yards a carry, I believe. But he did have 86 yards receiving. And I don't know if you saw the play where he just he just basically went through the entire Seahawks team and almost scored a touchdown on like a 75-yard play or something like that. That was amazing. And that's his specialty. He's great at catching and running and stuff. So, okay. But I guess we got to, because the only other person is Kenneth Gainwell, and Gainwell is not that dude. Gainwell is just like a third down back. That's it. So now everything relies on Jalen Warren. I guess we're going to see if he's good enough because that's all we got.
Yeah, and like I said, he's never had to before, but does he have the build to say we're going to? Of course, they may not run him that much because it doesn't seem like they really stick to the run that much, and the offensive line has not been great at the run. So, is this a team? I know, all the way from Rooney coming down saying, "Oh, we're a running team and we're hard nosed and we're going to push him off the ball," and you're like, yeah, that's not what you guys are good at. What you guys are good at are short to medium passes, the occasional bomb, and now it could be later in the year they get better running, but you really, especially, I know the Ravens split to start the season, but they lost to the Bills.
Right.
So it's not that bad. I don't want to say it's that bad, but losing to the Bills that close, as a team, you would not feel that bad. So being in the division with the Ravens, you're like, okay, unless someone gets hurt, they're going to win the division. Unless you're just giving up on this year. And if you're giving up on this year, why did you bring in Aaron Rodgers? I don't see if things would have fallen in perfectly, I would have a lot more hope. But it's like, oh, we drafted this running back. He's going, oh, wait a minute. He's not all that. Well, we got this great defensive lineman that we got as a rookie. Oh, and he's injured, which happens, unfortunately. But would Derek Harmon make that much of a difference? You hope.
I don't know.
But should a rookie make that much difference on your defensive line?
Well,
unless he's like the top 5 pick.
Right.
Overall.
Unless he's amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I mean, Caleb Johnson's a rookie, and look how bad that's working out. So I don't know if that,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Harmon has looked good in training camp, but that doesn't mean anything in the regular season. So, and we don't even know when he'll be ready. So we'll see. Another issue is, so they start with 2 field goals, and then they score a touchdown, and that was a 2-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers to DK they have this wrong. Oh no. 2-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
And that was basically DK Metcalf, you're basically the Incredible Hulk. He literally has muscles that I've never heard of. Like I got a bicep, you got your biceps, you got your triceps, but he has a muscle here that's like this big. I've never seen that on a human. Like I don't understand. What is he? It's like he's stuck softballs in there or something. I don't know. The man is monstrously huge.
Mm-hmm.
He's muscles on top of muscles, and all they did was basically he just threw it and he just out muscled the other dude, which is going to happen because he's just like one of the strongest people ever.
Right.
Okay, fine. Then for the 2-point conversion, they throw it to Darnell Washington. Same thing. Darnell Washington is basically Godzilla, and he just stood there and picked up because he's bigger and taller than anybody else. So he just threw it, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they stopped doing that, and they didn't do that last week. It is so frustrating. Just give it to the big strong people.
Have him. This is why you have them.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's one of those things of, it's not Matt Canada all over again, but are we getting too, sometimes, they're expecting me to throw to him, so I'll try something else. No, sometimes the reason why you expect him to throw to him because you want to throw to the 6'7" guy who's 280 pounds.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darfellow says, sorry. Pat Meyer has never been a really above average coach. He might be the problem. He might be, it might be the coaching, which is, I mean, the offensive line hasn't been good for a while, and Pat Meyer has been the coach for a while. Yeah. So that might be the issue. That might be the problem right there.
But we're not getting Mike Munchak back.
No,
I know people are saying that he's not coming back.
Nope.
But no, I mean, like you said, it's. I mean, you're seeing we don't have the equivalent of the tush push.
Right.
We don't have the people in the lineup even that you could say, we need 1 yard. How do we get 1 yard?
Right.
In Philadelphia, okay, whether you like the tush push or not, it's legal. It's available in the game. Use it, and you figure out how your team can use it maybe. And if Steelers had 2 yards to go, I don't trust that they can run for it.
Well, there was a 4th and 1 in this game,
Yeah.
and
Midfield.
Tomlin elected to punt. And his reasoning was really stupid. It's like, well, the defense was hurt, and I don't want them. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? If you can't get 1 yard, you don't deserve to win a game anyway. I don't care. I don't care what formation you have. If you can't get 1 freaking yard, you got real problems.
Mm-hmm. But we've been saying that as the fans for a long time now. It isn't just in the last year or two. It's been going on for a while of, can we get a yard in a handoff? Even when we had Ben and he was not young Ben, but middle-aged Ben, Ben still was not the type that, even though he should have been given his height and his size, you have 1 yard to get. The offensive line just needs to push a half a yard, and you can, get the first down by just kind of. Ben was never one of those people. He always looked bad trying to do that.
Right.
But you need to be able to do that.
But the offensive line hasn't been good in like 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's just it's ridiculous. And yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, we drafted this tackle and we drafted this tackle and they're young and they're coming together and stuff. It's like, yeah, but when's this gonna happen? What, are we going to wait till October or November next year? What's
Mm-hmm.
that's a big question. Like, I don't know, but this team has major problems and they better fix them real soon.
And unfortunately, we can't say they have they have this figured out. Like mid part of the 2010s, the offense is amazing. The defense needs fixed. We can't say that. The only thing that should not be touched on the Steelers is Chris Boswell.
Here's what drives me crazy about that. So yeah, in the 2010s, it was Ben, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, best offense in the league, and the defense was just okay. Okay, whatever. And for some reason, they decide, well, let's go, when all those guys are gone, let's make this a defensive team. And we'll get a rookie quarterback and a rookie and all young players on offense. And they'll be just good enough, but we're going to win with running and defense. Yeah. Buddy, it's 2025. This isn't 2007 anymore. This isn't 1965 anymore. Who's winning with defense now? You have to have a high-powered offense in this day and age. All of the rules, every year, they benefit the offense and go against the defense.
Oh, yeah.
If you lay a hand on a quarterback, they're going to call you for a penalty. It is not a defensive league. It's an offensive league. And trying to win with defense is just dumb. Not to be critical. I don't know. And that's,
like I said, maybe that's why it's time not change because of failure, but a change because someone's been in the same position for too long.
Yep.
And I don't say getting comfortable or not working hard. I don't think Mike Tomlin is taking it easy or he's not trying. No, not at all. He's been a head coach for this long, and he is not someone who changes easily. Yeah. Some head coaches would have that ability to say, okay, I have different personnel, so I'm going to have to make some changes here. He has not shown that in the middle of a game.
Right.
They have lost games because they dominate the first half and the other team made changes at halftime and he just
Right.
kept on doing the same thing.
Right.
Do I think it's time to panic? Yeah. Right now, yes. Because this is the easy part of their schedule.
Right. Wait till it gets hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
it's going to be easier because they're not going to face Joe Burrow. I feel sorry for the guy. I really do. 3 months.
That poor guy has to be. He should. They should have like a rescue mission to get him off that team. They should like sneak in the middle of the night and put him on a helicopter or something. Get him away from Cincinnati. But yeah, this is supposed to be the easy part of the schedule. So it's, I mean, you never know. Yeah, it's like now they're not going to face Joe Burrow, and maybe they're not going to face McCarthy when they play Minnesota in Ireland, and maybe they who knows what's going to happen. But still, it doesn't matter. They make every team look like the greatest offense ever, and that can't continue. And the only way we can stop that is if Aaron Rodgers throws like 4 touchdowns every game. Yeah, that's not happening.
No. Especially with the offensive line play, because eventually someone who's 41 who keeps getting hit, and you know what? And I will give this for Aaron Rodgers. He's not cowering. He's going out there trying to make plays. You know, he's going out and he's moving. He's just not staying in the pocket and not moving. You know, he's rolling out. He's throwing on the roll. He's doing all that. And he may be able to do that now. Will he be able to do that in November? Or will he be just getting hit so many times and just age and wear and tear where it's like, yeah, I could have done that in September. Guess what? I can't do it anymore.
Right.
And then we have Mason Rudolph, who, okay, I don't think Mason. I don't think this is a 1-16 team. You know, but is it time to panic? If I was Steelers coach, I would think time to make changes. Not time to, well, we got to buckle down and keep doing what we've been doing and trust the. No, I'm not going to trust the system.
I don't think anybody thought this was a Super Bowl team, except for maybe me. But, you know, at what point do you say, like, let's say they go 2-4 or something like that, or 2-6 or something like that, and they just look terrible. At what point do you start making major changes? Like, I don't know, getting rid of a coordinator, getting rid of a coach, getting rid of, I don't know, making trades. I don't know, because now this was not supposed to be a Super Bowl team, but this was supposed to be a good team. They got, you know, they loaded up with Jalen Ramsey and DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers and Slay and all these guys. They got all these guys, and to not suck. And basically their ceiling was, we got to win that playoff game. We just need to win one playoff game, which is the dumbest goal ever. But this team ain't going to win a playoff game because this team ain't going to make the playoffs. No,
I mean, honestly, coming into this year, you were like, okay, you switch out Pickens for DK Metcalf one-on-one. I'm happy with that. DK Metcalf is better than George Pickens. Also, he doesn't take plays off or take dumb 15-yard
also,
penalties.
he shows up to work on time.
Exactly. And you're like, okay, the first few games last year, we had a very tentative. Apparently, it was tentative because of the offensive coordinator, not because of Justin Fields after we saw what he did with the Jets. But if we had Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, as like he's playing now last year, they'd be world beaters,
right?
Because the way the defense was playing, and we're like, oh, we're better this year because, you know, some of the defense has gotten a little older, but we have new players and the offensive line's finally in the right position, and you know that's where the optimism was. It was like, okay, we may not win the division, but we're not going to be the number 7 seed. We're going to be the number 6 seed, or maybe the number 5 seed. And then we won't have to play a great team in the first round. We could win And then once you get past the first round, things happen.
This is
But-
all supposed to be geared. This is supposed to be a quote
Mhm.
unquote bridge year. This is all geared toward that magic moment in April of 2026 when we got a big countdown clock for it.
We got the big clock.
We got a big clock that says, okay, countdown to when we find the chosen one, the
Mhm.
Messiah, the one that he will solve all of our problems. This is going to be the greatest quarterback that ever lives, and he's going to be awesome from day one too. He will be everything will be fixed. The potholes will stop eating up cars when this new quarterback comes. Whoever this is, whoever this guy is, he is going to solve all our problems. The bridges will stop having holes in them. There won't be, millions of construction cones everywhere with no work being done. This will all be fixed. And this is it. So it's all about 2026, and 2025 was just, let's just get some, as he says, they're all old. Let's just get some old folks and see what happens. But
no,
guess what?
Yeah. But this year is a setup year. This year was supposed to at least get the offensive line straight, get your running back straight with the rookie,
get the defensive line straight,
get the defensive line straight, get your defensive backfield straight, get everything but the quarterback. So it's in good shape. So we're looking for basically 2004 Steelers with Tommy Max as quarterback, where they're a good team with a older, decent quarterback. And then you get a rookie, you can plug the rookie in, and they don't have to carry the team because you have a good running game. You have a good defense. You have wide receivers who know what they're doing, and they can just go in and handle the game, and they'll be amazing. Yeah. Well, that doesn't even look like the situation. It doesn't look like things are falling in place or things improve from week 1 to week 2. Yeah, Broderick Jones didn't look as sucky week 1 to week 2. The thing is, the Jets had, I remember last year, the Jets defense was decent.
Yeah.
They were not bad.
Yeah.
So the Jets defense was probably better than the Seahawks defense.
Well, the Seahawks defense is supposed to be pretty good too, but still, they're making the Steelers defense is making every offense look like the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a joke. It's just sad, and it's like, I don't know, something better change.
I brought up the schedule. So next week
at New England.
And then we get the game over in Ireland. And then the Browns. No, then an off week, then the Browns, I think, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because October 12th. Yeah. So off week, then the Browns. And then the Bengals.
That's a win.
Really?
And then the Packers come here. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I'm assuming the backup Bengals quarterback is going to suck. I don't think he actually sucks. He might actually be okay.
All you need is decent, apparently.
Yeah.
You don't need great. You just need decent. Packers, if they're playing, unless they make a major change, the Packers are going to destroy him here.
Listen, they better.
And the Colts are playing good.
There better be like every play better be a penalty for too many men on the field, and that's just to protect Aaron Rodgers, because that defense is nasty, and Micah Parsons is a mean SOB, and Aaron Rodgers is going to leave that game in a body bag. Aaron Rodgers is not going to make it out of that game alive. My goodness, especially against his old team. Yeah, they really want to stick it to him. You better get the casket ready. That's going to be like Undertaker levels of that'll be a casket match. That's gotta be Kane. You better get Kane or something like that. Suddenly the Colts are good, so that's
Danny two dimes. I don't understand, or the Jets are really that horrible, which is I kind of believe that,
right?
Because they're not playing good either. The Giants. So yeah, I mean, or it could just be they got lucky 2 weeks in a row. But I mean, it's early 2 weeks, but I mean, looking at that last 6 week stretch, kind of like last year.
Right. It's very hard.
Bills, Ravens, okay, Dolphins, yeah,
That's a gimme.
yeah.
That's the only
Lions
easy, and Browns. But
Browns,
Lions
but
Lions
that's
look
in
awesome.
Cleveland. That's in Cleveland.
In Cleveland on December 28th, which is always
It's
nasty
horrible
weather, and it's their Super Bowl because that's
Mhm.
all those pathetic people have to play for and have to think about is
Because
beating us.
no, even though you could be going into a game against someone, let's say, who is undefeated, and the other team is favored, and you just lost to a very to a below average team or an average team, but you're playing at home in front of crazed fans. Anything is possible.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
Admittedly, I would love to see the Steelers do the equivalent of what West Virginia did on the touchdowns and put like a defensive back or defensive end in the backfield.
I'm
to
sorry,
get
I'm
that
not familiar with what you're talking about. Was there a game this past weekend?
I think there was. I think there was somewhere a game. Yes.
Listen, my college team lost, my pro team lost, my soccer team lost. I played chess, I lost. I was losing all over the place this weekend. I was afraid to go out the house. I was gonna get run over or something and just keep losing. It was a bad weekend for me. Thank you for waiting till the end to bring up that. Hey, you won. Kudos to you. And I guess they're not going to play for another 3 years or some crap like that.
Yeah, because of scheduling is coming back.
Sucks.
It's coming back in 29. So at least they already agreed to it.
Yeah, come on, play every
that's
year.
The kind of rivalry you need to have.
Literally, I saw so many West Virginia fans like crying. And now that was not a fun game because I mean they were down for a lot of that game.
Yeah.
So it was not, and then they come back at the end, and that's great. But I mean, it wasn't like an easy win or something. But at the end, like I saw people crying, singing whatever the heck that song is. But that's what it's such a good rivalry, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know. Does West Virginia play Penn State anymore? I know they played a year or two.
They played once or twice. I think a decade.
Is West Virginia and Penn State really a rivalry, or is that just
it back in the 80s?
Okay.
Pitt was because we were all independent. It's before the Big East, before Penn State. So yeah, they were always playing each other, even though Penn State was a lot better than West Virginia. It was still one of the big games on the schedule. And like Pitt was always a bigger one just because of the closeness of the schools. It's literally I-79 between the two schools.
Yeah.
It's the same reason Pittsburgh and Cleveland have the rivalry. It's close.
Right.
People in Pittsburgh may not like to admit it, but you get the area around Morgantown. Okay. Especially around Morgantown. It's not that dissimilar to Pittsburgh.
Right.
The two cities are pretty similar. Yeah.
They should play. The
Yeah.
biggest mistake was, I guess, Joe Paterno wanted like an Eastern Conference or something like that. There would have been like Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia, Syracuse. I don't know who else would have been in it or something. All the Eastern schools. It would have made sense. Now it's just madness. Now it's just stupidity. With let's put USC in the Big Ten. That makes sense. In the ACC, there's California, which I don't know my geography that well, but I don't think California is on the Atlantic coast, you dummies. I mean, and then West Virginia playing, Iowa and all that crap. Like that's a bunch of crap too.
Well, the thing is that because when the Big East split basically blew up as a football conference, West Virginia was like, okay, where can we go? The ACC didn't want them. Yeah. The Big Ten didn't want them. West Virginia will not bring a TV market into you.
Right.
Morgantown is 30,000 people.
That's why Temple is in the or no, I'm sorry, Rutgers is in the Big Ten
Mhm.
because
New York.
we got the New York market. Nobody knows in New York knows what a Rutgers is. They don't know it. Like what a joke. Come on. And like I love that Penn State's like they're such snobs. They're like, oh, we can't play Pitt. We're too good for them. It's like, no, and like our rivals are Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State and Michigan don't know you exist. You're like that loser in high school that wants to just hang out with the popular kids, and the popular kids don't even know you, don't even know you're there.
Yeah,
Come
I mean,
on.
they have and honestly, Michigan and Ohio hate each other.
Exactly.
The entire state. The entire state.
Ohio, yes, they literally went to war, I believe.
Yeah, over Toledo for some reason.
I mean, Toledo is pretty cool. So I can see that. That's where I think what's his face from Master Jamie Farr. I think he came from Toledo.
The
Tony
Mudhens,
Paco's
yes.
Pickles or something like that. So I mean, yeah, it's a pretty cool time. Yeah, it's worth going to war over. But yeah, they literally Ohio State, Michigan. They won't even call each other by name. They'll just say that team up north or something like that. Like there's a real hatred there.
Oh yeah,
they don't know Penn State exists.
No, and honestly, I think the Big Ten cares because Penn State is occasionally good. They will occasionally be in the running for a national title, and it brings a lot of eyeballs to the conference. But there's no, and I mean, I remember people in the spring saying, okay, because the conferences make no sense in college football anymore.
Right.
If we were going to make conferences that made sense, here, and they were kind of making a lot of sense, but they were all regional. The problem is the Big Ten could not have the Big Ten network and get billions of dollars. The ACC could not have the ACC network. The Big 12 could not have the Big 12 network. Right. Because you need that to pay these players tens of millions of dollars.
I know the last thing that anybody wants to think about is these actual student athletes, but it is absolutely ridiculous if you're in, I don't even know what the Big 12 conference is, but I mean, people in West Virginia have to travel pretty far to get to Texas, Iowa, stuff like that. People in, with California in the ACC, that means you got to go across country to play like a volleyball game or some crap like that. Like I can't imagine the costs and it's all about football, but what about those smaller sports?
I just brought it up just to refresh myself here, and this is just because I think they just joined. University of Cincinnati is the closest to West Virginia.
Okay,
so but they just joined. Before that, I think Iowa State was the closest.
It's crazy.
And then, like you said, then you have the Oklahomas and the Texas and the Houstons, and Colorado is in the Big 12.
Yeah.
In Arizona State, University of Arizona. Not the online university. So, I mean,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I think eventually it'll go the way of there just won't be conferences, and it'll be like it is in European soccer, where you have like a Premier League, and that'll be like all the big teams, and then there'll be a league under that where you could like be promoted and relegated or something like that. It's like something like that. Like, but still, it's just there has to be some kind of rules. There are no rules right now. It's just madness. I just like how a player's like, well, I mean, it used to be, wait till you go pro. That's when you make your money. And now it's, I think I'll stay in college a few years. I'm making like $8 million a year. I'm good down here. Like it's the craziest thing.
Well, that's why everyone's saying that Arch Manning won't come out this year.
Right.
Stay in college. It's not like you said, it's not a matter of, if I don't go out this year and I get injured in college next year, I'll miss my big payday. You already got a big payday.
Right.
If you're on the upper level. Right. And the fact of, I can enter the transfer protocol and go to 3 schools in my college career.
Right. That's the weirdest thing. Yeah. That's the weirdest thing. It's like, okay, if I'm a college and say, okay, we want these really good players. let's get him. Let's pay him a lot of money. Let's get this player. You got him for 1 year. Like what, like, you know, like the Steelers say, we want TJ Watt. TJ Watt, we want you for 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you sign a 5-year contract. Like, how is that not a thing in college football? How is that thing? It's like, no, you only got it for 1 year. That's it. And then he could just go jump to another school. It's sad because it's let's say a smaller school like a Pitt or West Virginia has, and it's funny calling them a smaller school, but you know, relatively
they are. Yeah.
But let's say that they get like a superstar player or something like
Mhm.
that. They're going to be gone. They'll go to Ohio State or something like that if they're really really good. Like what are we doing here? You're just a feeder team for the bigger teams, and it'll be like baseball.
Well, it's also because the NFL and basketball are too damn cheap to have their own minor leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, NFL. Why would NFL have minor leagues? They have colleges.
You don't need them, right?
They don't have to pay anything for colleges.
Yeah. Yeah. How funny is it that instead of paying for, because you would think that like the USFL or XFL, whatever the heck they're calling themselves these days, you would think that would be like work into a minor league or something. Like, no, we got these guys are paying each other millions of dollars. We don't have to pay a cent, and they're doing all our work for us. Keep that up.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant. And I mean, hey, in certain towns, college football is a religion, and
that is the state of West Virginia. The entire state, because even though Marshall has gotten better for a long time. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, when I went to WVU in the early 90s, Marshall was just converting from Marshall College to Marshall University. You know, they had Randy Moss 1 year. Other than that, they didn't have, their football team was a joke. If in the entire state of West Virginia, literally the entire state had WVU, and that's it.
You know what's weird though? I think didn't the governor make West Virginia and Marshall play each other or something like that?
He did, yeah.
I wish that would happen more often.
Yeah,
I wish like a government would say
the
Pitt and West Virginia or Pitt and Penn State have to play each other. I mean, because it makes sense because it's kind of like how Ohio State, I think, when they play their like their non-conference games, they play like Ohio University and Bowling Green and stuff like that to keep it in the state. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a broken system right now.
It is. I hate to say it's never really been fixed. It was never work. I mean, I hate to say I don't want to say it's broken now because it's broken, but it's not like it was working. Okay.
Do you remember when they used to have like you weren't allowed to have the number 1 and number 2 team play each other because there was you can't go play over there. You won this conference and you're going to the Rose Bowl, and the other team's going to the Orange Bowl. So too bad. We're just gonna have a bunch of people vote on the champion. I mean, it's always been some goofy thing. It's just been one. And it's just so and now it's like, okay, then we'll let 4 teams in. Okay, and then it's like, it's like, well, we know we really screwed things up and we made everybody angry, but look, everybody's talking about us, so this is great.
Thinking there's no bad publicity.
Right. I don't know. It's just we're just in this period of great uncertainty in college football, and we're in this period of great uncertainty with the Steelers. So we'll see how the season goes. But
literally, yeah. I mean, if you let's say we did, okay, we're going to, and we're not going to do it, but let's say we're going to redo the prediction for this year after 2 games. It would go from, I think maybe they can win 10, maybe they can eke out 11. That you heard. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be last because of Cleveland. Right.
Maybe we went from 11 or 12 wins to maybe 7 or 8, like crazy situation 9 and 8 or something like that.
But then, Cincinnati, because Burrow's out, they're weaker than they were. But I mean, the way they're playing, like I said, unless the defense just snaps into it all of a sudden and the players are playing like we expected them to, Cam's not play. He's making one or two decent plays, impact, but one or two a game. TJ maybe one game being triple team. Great, he's triple teamed. That means someone should be open.
Right.
Or if you triple team this guy, can you send a linebacker in on a blitz? Because he should be wide open. Oops, wait a minute. We did that. It looked like it was good. And Patrick Queen missed.
Right.
And he didn't. It wasn't like you're missing on Lamar Jackson.
Right. Right. Like, yeah. Like, how do you keep missing? Like, I think Patrick Queen in his whole time with the Steelers, like, has done like one good thing, and that was like against his old team. I think he's been kind of a disappointment. And I mean, they're paying him a lot of money.
He hasn't lived up to what he should have been doing.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if they could turn it around. I don't know. But hey, thanks for coming on.
No problem, Joe.
This was a nice surprise, and I guess congratulations to your. I guess something. See, now I'm not allowed to bring up 13-9 because we got our butt kicked, and you should have lost. You should have won last year too. That was like by some miracle. I don't know how the hell we won that game. So
Joe, trust me. For as long as online exists, anytime 13-9 comes up, we know Chris Carter will post 13-9.
Every time I see 13-9, I giggle. It is I love it.
It could be in the middle of winter, and they say, "Oh, the high temperature could be anywhere between 13 and 9 degrees," and he goes,
Yep.
He'll post something. We know he's going to post something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we still got that. But you know what? At least you have your coach. I think Rich Rodriguez is eventually going to turn the program around. It's really nice that he's back. And that's you're talking about fire Tomlin. Fire Narduzzi. That dude's a doink. He's a dink. He's an idiot. And like, I don't know how he still has a job, but it's like, it's the same crap every year. Like, I mean, being a Pitt fan is no fun. Like, they're at least Pitt, the reason why Pitt 13-9 is such a great thing is because West Virginia was actually good that year.
Yeah.
Pitt hasn't been good. Pitt had one good year in the last 40 years. And that was because of Kenny Pickett.
And it was because of a fake slide.
That's right. He cheated.
Well, honestly, and I said, if Kenny didn't do the fake slide, okay, he would not have been drafted by the Steelers that high up. Because that fake slide, well, he had a really good year that year, but that was the big splash play, and that was the play where it's like, this leads us to the conference championship. And if he played that fifth year like he did his first years, it would have been, here's a local guy. Maybe he'll be a backup somewhere instead of a starter.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Being a conference champion is kind of a big deal. So yeah, maybe. I don't know, but anyway. All right. Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Glad to be on, Joe.
All right. I'll see you.
Okay. Talk to you.